If you need someone to talk to today, please contact Crisis Services Canada by either calling them at 1-833-456-4566 all hours of the day. Or you can text them at 45645 at 4 p.m. to 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Remember, you're not alone, and Crisis Services Canada is here to help.
The FHN network is sponsored in part by Hoddle Services. If you're looking for a disc jockey, karaoke host, video jockey to videographer, our company can help. With over 20 years of experience, we would be happy to help with your special event within Ontario, Canada. You can contact us at 226-988-2895 or visit us at our website at hoddleservices.vpweb.ca. That's HODDLE Services. We look forward to hearing from you and helping with your special event.
Hey, what's going on, Off the Puck hockey fans? Thanks for tuning in. It's our live recording of Season 3, Episode 4 of Off the Puck Hockey on the FHN Network. I'm your host, Tyler Fines, and you can catch Off the Puck on Rogers TV, Channels 13 in St. Thomas, London, Channel 20 in Kitchener-Waterloo. We're expanding, folks, and we're taking over this world. Saturday night, 9 p.m. Make sure you check it out. You can also view our live recordings on YouTube, Twitch, all those social media platforms. Make sure you guys check it out. And again, we're proud to partner with our West Coast people, West Coast ASTV. We joined the fastest growing network in North America. NHL is back in full swing next week, October 13th. We cannot wait for the puck to drop. Until then, we have got some preseason games to catch up on. But right now, the talk of the town is Robin Lehner and what he is dropping on Twitter. He's dropping fire. And we're definitely going to talk about that with our guest. But before we introduce the guest, would love to say hello to the boys. So please welcome the fellas, Mr. Adam Stiles and Mr. Mike Walker, a.k.a. the coach, a.k.a. undefeated coach. What's up?
Not too much, Findsy. Yeah, like you said there, we're 2-0 to start the season here in Port Dover, and it's been a very, very long time since that's happened.
Guys breaking records. Styles, what's going on? How's your mic?
I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yeah, at least we can hear you, dude. Yeah, I got
the
Port Dover internet's not what it used to be.
No, Port Dover's internet's not the best, man.
No, don't worry. Maybe Rogers TV can make a trip down there. We can get them all settled up, and you can have a great stream like I've got going right now. But first, before we got to get right into it, because we got an excellent guest on. He's a Port Dover resident, or used to be a Port Dover resident, and now Sportsnet legend. That's what I'm hearing now. I know the L bomb. Local
seems a bit strong.
Man, who covers the Calgary Flames, Mr. Ryan Leslie. Ryan, how are you, sir?
Gentlemen, great to be with you. And yeah, Sport Dover all the way. Got the folk going on. No folk like our folks. So glad to be with you and excited to talk a little hockey before this season gets going.
Yeah, well, I know your time is valuable, buddy, and I really appreciate you doing this. I know with the season starting up next week, we got lots to talk about. But before we get into Calgary Flames and doing a bit of a run through of the hockey clubs that you're going to be seeing here in the next few weeks, Robin Lehner, what is going on with the NHL? Have they reached out to him? Like, they're going wild there. Can you kind of give like a brief rundown of what you know about the Robin Lehner situation?
Yeah, and I probably don't know more than most on this topic because I was a little late to it. I was kind of bringing myself up to speed on it yesterday, actually. Mm-hmm. And just some of those tweets, I was following some of that thread, and from what I understand, and I'm sure anybody who's watching this, especially you guys, would know that it sounds as though the NHL is hoping to speak with Robin Lehner. So that's about it. I mean, some of the things that he said were incredibly powerful. He's always been very outspoken, as we know. He's always had his truth, and in part of that is, being able to share it. And I think, for starters, individually or professionally, whatever it is that has gone on that he has alluded to, there was an Alain Vigneault reference in there that the truth is coming out. I'm sure there's much more in terms of, some of the medical procedures that have taken place, and maybe some things that he wasn't happy with. And I tread lightly because, I would never want to discredit either side, either the person making these allegations or the medical professionals who are providing their professional services. I'm not suggesting one thing did or did not happen. I just don't know enough about it to comment on it, because I know those professionals here in Calgary. They're top notch. It's obviously something that in every NHL market is incredibly serious. But when you have somebody, especially with where he is, right? Like where he is right now in his career, and where he is with a spotlight that is on him pretty bright, that can be a good thing, because it is a voice that maybe people will listen to, and it is a name that people will sit up and listen to. So whatever it is, I sit and wait, probably like you guys, to find out a little bit more. I haven't really followed it too much today, to be truthful, but yeah, that's an eye opener. And we've been through some. I personally have been through some things of in terms of the issues that went on in Calgary with a coach that had said some things in the past, and having that brought up became a real, I don't know what the best word, a day of reckoning, or a lot of change, a lot of hurt feelings, a lot of pain, and a lot of things that needed to be corrected. So I've gone through something, albeit different, but there's some similarities. And if it changes for the better, then okay. But we'll wait to see how this thing plays out. I think that's the most important thing.
Yeah, I agree, and I'm not quite sure. Again, I'm kind of like you. I've been reading up on it, and I'm at arm's length. Obviously, it's just one of those things you don't want to be wrong. You want to listen to everybody, what they have to say.
Yeah.
Him throwing out the coach's name though was pretty big. I mean, that's pretty, and it's ballsy. Like it really is. He obviously has something, or I don't know if he would drop an active coach's name in the NHL.
Mm-hmm.
And if I was Alain Vigneault, I'd be probably looking at him and being like, "Whoa, like hold on a second here. I wonder. I actually, there's a piece of me that wonders if he actually reached out to him to say, like, hold on, like, we better talk about this before we go any further. What do you think?
Well, I mean, I'm sure whatever it is, and again, I'm not speculate too much, but whatever it was, I'm going to guess that this is not the first that these two have either talked about it or been linked to whatever this is. So maybe something happened that was kept quiet. I'm not sure. Maybe an exchange has taken place. I don't know. But this is a big deal, and I think everybody's waiting. And in this knee-jerk society, this knee-jerk reaction that we all tend to have with social media, and let's form an opinion and shoot first and ask questions later. It's real dangerous. So I just hope whatever it is isn't maybe serious as we're all thinking. I think that might be a bit naive on my part, but that's what I'm hoping for. And whatever it is, it doesn't matter if it's sport or daily life or politics, whatever it is. We've seen things happen in the past that have gone down that are now completely unacceptable, should have been unacceptable back then, and thankfully now are. So we'll see how this thing plays out. It sounds a little scary. It sounds like, oh no, here we go again. But there have been some situations where Robin Lehner in the past has come out publicly. And sorry, I got my dog here. and you got to listen to him, and you got to listen to anybody who's got something to say about maybe something that happened that they weren't right with. So at least that's where we are with that, and we'll figure it out as we go, I guess.
Do you think it's has anything to do with Jack Eichel, maybe sticking up to Jack Eichel's old teammate? He said a little bit about him and about how the Sabres have treated him and such. Do you think maybe he just kind of finally had enough about all this medical stuff and just kind of snapped out?
Perhaps. Again, I'm cautious, but that Jack Eichel thing is separate, obviously, from the Vigneault claim, I believe. But it's one probably where maybe you wonder if the system has to change a little bit. This is a player who wants to get his own surgery with a team that isn't going for it.
Crazy.
And it's getting nasty. It's turning into a really bad divorce. And maybe you're right. Maybe it is a former teammate saying, hey, this system needs to change. The way we're going about this. Why does it have to be about your doctors if your doctors did this or misdiagnosed this? Why should we have faith? I get the sense that maybe it's a challenge the system claim there. I'm not so sure, but that's how it feels.
Yeah. He also, Lehner had a really good point there. He said about like the surgeries and stuff. If they really don't agree that much, why don't they just make some kind of waiver? He said there is some kind of waiver you can make up saying, let me do it my way. And I got to play so many games to be paid so much. And you can break it down in so many different ways. And then it just it makes no sense why they just wouldn't go to that way. But yeah, it's just getting so ugly. And it's kind of sad.
Because it's never been done before. It's never been done.
Okay.
And you've got a very expensive asset. And, the team trusts their guys with their advice.
Yeah.
Right or wrong, that's where they're going with it. And it's unproven. So I'm not so sure. I hate to say it. Well, I don't hate to say it. I'm just not so sure there's a blame. Like they're probably both able to make, we could probably say good point.
Sure.
And that's kind of where I'm at. I just wish it wasn't at this situation. I also wish the asking price for this guy wasn't so high as well. Like this is
right.
This is an expensive player for starters. This is a talented player, and this is a player that the team is asking a huge price for with all kinds of uncertainty.
Yeah.
So the whole thing is magnified. The whole thing is difficult to digest. I know a couple of things. I know some players who know him, and we've talked about him. He is fiery competitive. I know he's interested in the Olympics. This whole timeline thing may be in jeopardy because of this surgery. I believe in the summer he was training with Sydney and McKinnon in Nova Scotia for a while.
Nice.
And this is a player that definitely, as we all know now, needs a change of scenery.
Yeah.
So I don't know how this thing goes down. I really don't. My conversations with a couple GMs, I know the price is steep, really steep. That's why it hasn't happened yet. And also, by the way, because of the uncertainty.
Yeah.
So I think everybody's well versed in this saga. And I'll be interested to hear what Lehner has to say about it, because the one thing we all know, players know. We on the outside can sit back and speculate and watch games, formulate opinions, and listen to our trusted media sources. But players always know. They just know. They're there. I'm not always saying they're right.
Yeah.
So we're about 4 or 5 games into the preseason, and Calgary's off to 2-3 start. What have you liked about Calgary though? They've lost a few pieces. Obviously, Giordano was huge. You've had to play against them twice. What does Calgary have to do to stay consistent?
They're that's a loaded question, my man. That's a tough one.
I know.
This could be a real tough year. And they've got some pieces. They need a number of guys to not only bounce back, but to continue to be on their path of being even better as you develop and continue to play the game. Matthew Tkachuk, for example, has to not only bounce back, but he still has to continue to get better as a player. He can't just be what he was before last year. Sean Monahan coming back after that hip surgery, he needs to bounce back. He was hurt game 6 last year. I saw him right away in the offseason. Pardon me. And he'd already been in New York and surgery and all of that. Instantly was feeling better. Instantly. He said there were nights he could not sleep. The pain was so intense that he just couldn't get it done. And yet he battled through. It was an awful year for him. What's Johnny Gaudreau's situation going to look like? This is his final year of his contract. The general manager is in a tough place. There's just not a big market for some of his bigger names, and that has really hamstrung him. You also have to go out and get a player that the coach feels he can work with. So, Daryl Sutter's taken some heat about, are these his decisions to bring in the Trevor Lewises and the Gabransons? And he certainly was a part of it, yes. But you don't want players that coaches can't work with or don't want to play or whatever it is, or don't want to play for that coach. So they've gone out and gotten these older veteran players with some experience. Brad Richardson comes to mind.
Yeah.
But I'm not so sure that those are the answers. And the first couple of games in this preseason were as bad a hockey as I've ever seen.
Oh boy.
Really?
Oh boy.
Now that's preseason, boys. That's
Yeah.
preseason. That's that's not completely press the panic button.
Yeah.
But it was awful. And they've kind of rounded into a little bit more. They're on the ice in Edmonton right now, playing the Oilers. Noah Hannafin checks back in for his preseason debut. He had shoulder surgery. I had a good chat with him the other night at the rink. And how's that for a welcome back when you get Connor McDavid bearing down on you? Like,
Absolutely.
unbelievable. So I'm not so sure there's an answer again, but I am wildly curious about how this season plays out with the Calgary Flames. I'm not getting a good feeling about it, but this will be even where you guys are. You might want to keep an eye on this team because there may be some bumps in the road here. You've got to deal with the Johnny Gaudreau situation, as I mentioned. Do you have a plan for what you're doing with Matthew Tkachuk, who's got a couple of years left? Is Sean Monahan back? Is he going to be able to get you 30 goals again? He's a pretty consistent goal scorer in his history.
Yeah.
On that blue line, are we in for a nightmare back there? Or are some guys a little further along than we think? Because really right now, nobody thinks much of that blue line. You lose Mark Giordano, that's a big loss. What did you replace him with? Zadorov, Goodbranson. If somebody, if a guy like Chris Tanev can tap into a guy like Nikita Zadorov, you might have something there. Because I'm not so sure a lot of guys have been able to tap into him yet and help him get. He's big, he's mean, he's a character, he runs his mouth. It's great.
Yeah.
But boy, what we've seen out of he and Goodbranson, tough guys, characters, all that, physical, big. But this could get scary some nights, and we'll see how it plays out with whether or not they gel, whether or not that leadership. It's really going to come down to what does Daryl do for a game plan, and can Markstrom bounce and be all world again? Because this team's going to need both a great game plan. Do you like the 2-1 games? Because that's all you're going to see. And can your goalie do it? So
you're going to get some great sound bites from the coach. I'll give you that.
What's that?
You're going to get some great sound bites from the coach. I'll give you that. That's one thing that's a guarantee in this world.
Yeah, for sure. And everybody thinks it's kind of funny, and there's a few, but it could be a real long year. And Daryl, and another nice addition here as we look for maybe what solutions are. They bring in Kirk Muller, and I'm really hoping he can help tap into some of these younger guys too. This is a good man, a good coach, a lot of experience, a hell of a career himself. So I'm really hoping that he can help with the solutions. How are you with the puck? How are you without it? How do you make up for not being the fastest team in the National Hockey League? When he was in Montreal, they weren't overly fast. They had a few fast guys like Paul Byron and a couple of others. But if you watched Montreal, the one thing they were fast with the puck. In other words, not necessarily skating. They were just making really good decisions. They knew how to make that puck compensate for their lack of speed. They had some, but they weren't the fastest team in the league. But they still weren't a slow team, if you know what I mean. Calgary's got to figure out a way to do that too, and hopefully Kurt can do that. And hopefully he can tap into some guys to get the most out of them, because Daryl needs the help there for sure.
Who's the backup there, Ryan?
Vladar.
Is it that it is? Yeah, that's, I don't know.
A little stint in Boston.
Daniel Vladar.
Yeah. Vladar. Yeah. Hopefully you can see Markstrom bounce back. That'd be nice to see too. He's due.
And there's a goalie who would feel comfortable playing close to 60 games, but it's not about workload for him. They want, he and they're all on the same page. They just want to win hockey games. And they're going to need to be working together in unison. You're going to need a good goalie. And we all know. Sorry, I might have to let this dog go.
He
Stop
knows. You know.
Stop.
Well, listen, Ryan. I know you're catching the Flames game, and they're right now they're into it with Edmonton, and that's a tough task for any hockey club coming in there. But again, we really appreciate coming back on for a second time. I mean, we loved having you on the first time. Still loving having you on. We'd love to have you back again. And I'm really hoping that the Flames can, like I said, I hope they prove you wrong, because I love Brett Ritchie. I know he's not an all-star on the team, but the guy's full of piss and vinegar, and I want him to do well. I want him to do, to play hard and maybe help out in any way he can. And I'd like to see Rasmus Anderson grow into the player I know he can be. Yeah,
he was a nice addition there last year. And, they've got a tough team. You talk Richie, Lucic, Goodbranson, Zadorov. I mean, I'm not so sure I'd want to, that maybe that's the game plan. Beat the piss out of everybody. I don't know, but it might work if you can catch them. Those guys got to catch them, but they got a tough team, so we'll see if that's a part of the game plan.
Well, listen, Ryan, thanks again for jumping on, and we can't wait to have you back.
Thanks for having me, guys. All the best with the show.
Thanks so much, Ryan. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Ryan Leslie from Sportsnet out in Calgary covers the Flames, doing a hell of a job as normal, and absolutely fantastic. One of the best Ron McLean impressions I've ever heard.
Oh, yeah. Damn. I wanted to do that.
Unbelievable. Oh, yeah. It was wild.
Wow.
I was actually talking to, I haven't spoken with him in a while, but Jeff Merrick. And like I said, when he called Jeff Merrick and did that Ron McLean impression, it was incredible. So maybe maybe he'll return the favor and Jeff will come on the show one time. But I gotta agree with Ryan, man. That Calgary team, I don't think they're going to be good. Like, I think they're going to be at the bottom. As tough as I believe, toughness is important, and I actually wonder if that, if you put a tougher club in there, kind of flip the script a little bit. How every year it changes a bit. Like, one time speed's important. One time your goalies are important. One time the defense is important. I'm wondering if you get strong enough and scary enough that maybe we get back to scaring some of these guys. What do you think, Watts?
I mean, yeah, like, if they're not going to be beating teams, 6-7-1, they've got to have those close knit games where maybe a fight changes momentum and they make it 2-2. And have a shot at least getting a point out of the game, right? So, I mean, it's not a bad theory if you're not too confident in what you got right now.
Yeah, have a really good penalty kill, be big, and turn over pucks in the zone. I mean, if you can do that, you might be able to scare a few of these teams. And they do have smaller guys. And I hate to say this, you lay the body to a few of these smaller kids, and even though you might not be able to catch them, but if you can rub them out on a regular basis, that takes a toll on anybody. I mean, these guys are monsters. They're friggin' huge.
Yeah, Findsy, when you said the team, I was trying to look into the team to make some notes and stuff today, and wasn't too much to really highlight, but should have talked about your boy Mangiapane.
Oh, he's a beast, man. The kid's so good. He works so hard. And again, there's a guy right there. There's a guy that he's worked his butt off. He's trying to hone his craft. He's trying to contribute. And he came, he came out of nowhere. Like,
he's the MVP of the World 25. Did he not?
What's that?
Was he not just the MVP of the World Championships there in the?
Yeah, he's crazy. Like, he's so good. Like, but he works on his craft, and I tell that to all the young guys, especially the kids, that have been played for me. That you have to love your craft. You have to work on your craft, and that's what he does. He comes out every day and works with Ryan Kavanaugh and Zach Fitzgerald, guys we've had in the show. But I'll tell you, Kavanaugh's done a really good job with him, helping him out and getting to where he can be an effective NHL player. I'm kind of hoping Matt Tkachuk. I'm not a Matt Tkachuk fan. I never have been. I think he's good. Do I think he's great? No. Johnny Gaudreau is a hell of a player, but my stance on college players. I don't think that they're that. I don't think they're that effective. Like, he had one great year. Love him. Eichel had a great year. Love him. Okay, win me something that matters.
Yeah.
Win me something that matters and be the person on a team that wins. I don't know why. It doesn't seem like it's it just doesn't seem like it's in the cards for some of those college players. I know I'll eat that statement and I'll eat it till I die, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that Coleman sign they had was kind of cringeworthy to see how long the length on that and the term and stuff, but
JVC is another one. Sorry, I'm just rhyming off college players off the top of my head. Like, that freaking guy was so highly touted. It was embarrassing.
Who?
VC. Jimmy VC.
Oh, yeah.
Jimmy, yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Jimmy VC coming out of college.
Now
Like,
he's
there
gonna
you go.
pass
Like,
around the
still
league like
highly
a hot
touted.
potato.
Like, the Leafs hired his dad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's
Yeah,
brutal,
no.
but hey, it's all
Just
right.
a dead. Exactly.
It is
But
what
yeah,
it is.
you said Kachuk there. Did you see that mess there they got going on in Ottawa with Brady Kachuk?
Oh, there's a lot going on in Ottawa. Right now
Isn't
they're
that
playing the Leafs. It's 1-1, but it's tough to talk about Ottawa. It really is tough to talk about Ottawa. But
yeah.
but you know what though? I had a little bit higher hopes from this year. I think they've got a pretty good core. You got a good group of young guys coming up. You know, you've got Drake. The only problem is, you got guys like Drake Batherson making 4.9. Did you know that between Shabbat, who's making 8, and the next player down is 4.9? Did you know that?
Not really.
If that's the gap, Tom Shabbat at 8 million is the top guy, and then Drake Batherson is their top paid forward right now, 4.9, making more than Connor Brown. And again, and Tim Stutzel's going to be making a bank. He's only 19. The kid's going to be an absolute stud.
Well, we'll see. If I don't know what are they doing with Brady? Like, holy moly! What do you just give him a
already
blank?
told you what he's going to do at work today.
What's that? I want to hear it, Walk. Okay, let's go. Don't keep it to yourself.
So what I said is he's going to prolong this entry level, and the minute he can go, he's going to St. Louis, and then whenever his brother can get there, he's going to. They're both going hometown.
Big statement. Remember,
that's not a bad. That's actually a really good theory.
You heard it here, folks.
And the thing is, too, it's Ottawa, so you probably could finagle your way out of it to make something happen. So yeah, I could absolutely see that being a possibility. I really like that. You should probably call them up and get that to happen anyway.
Right?
I'll just call them up. Say, hey, it's Mike Walker, Port Dover Sailors here. Yeah, you probably heard of me.
He told me. Yeah, it's like that's not
2-0. Yeah, we started the season 2-0. You probably heard of us.
And I called Habs in 7.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Outside, right. Like I said, the preseason's been kind of quiet again. Outside the Robin Leonard thing, which we've already beat to death. We're not, so we don't want to go there. What's that?
Couple big signings from Vancouver.
Yeah, finally Pedersen and Hughes get the job done. I thought that was going to get done the whole time. It wasn't too concerned. It was almost like a William Nylander situation. You just knew it was going to happen. They were just trying to figure out the number. And I actually think they did pretty good on the deal. I'm actually pretty impressed with the number they got for both guys. I mean, I'm okay with that. Time. Yeah, I'm okay with that number. They're the two best players on the team. There's no question. It's Hughes and Pedersen. You got to pay them like it, and they did. And you know what? And they took a pretty good. I think they took a bit of a haircut. I really believe that. The only thing is that Pedersen did the right thing, and he said, "I'm going to sign you for 3 years. Yeah. I'm not going to sign for 8 and be a hero. I want you guys to show me at 22, by the time I'm 25, that you guys are ready to win here. Because right now we're not." And then hopefully we can win some more. And Quinn's the same way. Quinn maybe felt a little bit different because he's 21, so he signed a little bit longer. But by the time he gets into 26, 27, he'll be, he'll be right in his prime. So I mean, that next paycheck he's going to get at 27 is going to be gross.
He'll be signing bank then. I agree with you there with Peterson there. I think he just exactly wants. He's a smart player. He knows what he's worth. He probably offered long-term big money, but they probably didn't want to bite on that, which is understandable. So, yeah, he went with the shorts, showed me what he got. Maybe I'll re-sign, maybe I won't. I like both signings. It just goes to show Leafs always get ripped off in the end with these stupid contracts. Like, these are steal of deals, man. Like, I'd love to have any of these players for that amount of money. Morgan Riley, I hope he signs something similar to Hughes. I mean, he's not as good as Hughes, obviously, or won't be, but so hopefully he signs maybe $6 million range. I'm hoping, but we'll see.
Well, let's see it. Yeah, I wouldn't count him out yet, man.
The problem with Morgan Riley is, does he think he's as good or better than Hughes at this point in time?
Well, it's hard just to say, right? Like Hughes is such a young stud, and he's just about comparable already. So it's like, how much more can Hughes grow? Which, I mean, he's going to grow a bit. You can't keep going and going. He's eventually going to plateau. But I don't know. He's shown. Last year he kind of had a little bit of an off year, which everybody does, and being young. But I think in the end he's going to be the better player. But yeah, I don't know. Well, I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see what he does.
Well, we are talking about. I heard you mention the Leafs, and we got to talk about him because there's something going on right now with them, and that is All or Nothing, the documentary about the Toronto Maple Leafs on Amazon Prime right now. And I've already gotten to 4 episodes. I'm on episode 5. I wanted to make sure that it was quiet in my house. I want to make sure I had everything set up because I wanted to watch it. Have you guys watched any of the All or Nothing series yet?
I haven't turned it on.
Yeah. Corey, you're waiting for the Pittsburgh Penguins one to come out. That's the problem, and you're not getting one, so you might as well wait.
That's right.
No,
Stiles, have you caught it yet?
Haven't touched it yet. Finally debating on whether I will or not.
Why wouldn't you watch it?
Why do I want to watch a season where they lose Montreal Canadiens first round again? Like,
yeah,
I already know
them every year. What's the difference between watching them again? They've lost every year in the first round. Like, what's the difference?
I don't want to be let down again. God. I've already had it enough.
Man. I don't know. Okay, so I'm gonna give it again this year. All right. Hold on here. Here's what's gonna happen. I'm about to give an opinion that no one's gonna like. I don't like it. Yeah. No, I don't like it. It was kind of like the MJ one. Everyone said the Michael Jordan documentary was awesome. I thought it was okay. I thought it was good. Did I think it was what everyone built it up to be? No.
No.
They only let you get so far, and that's the problem. Like a lot of actors, musicians, they'd let you get right in there, and that's why I love
there's a lot more they didn't
those documentaries and athletic ones. Like there's so few athletic documentaries that I like, so I'm kind of hoping to find a better one. But I'll tell you, the Leafs one, it was okay to me. It was okay. It's okay. I'm interested in the 5th. I'm really intrigued with the 5th episode. Once I see the 5th episode, I'll give it a rating out of 10. But as of now, I'd give it a 4. I don't think they delved enough into the players' lives. I don't think, and then again with reason, because I think the Leafs had like editing power or something.
Oh, yes, they do.
Yeah. I heard they had like editing power, which is a freaking joke. If they're gonna do that, just like no, we don't want to do it then. Like I get we're gonna get viewers, and I'd love to see what the viewership is on it because MJ broke the record on Netflix for like most watched documentary ever.
This won't come close.
No, 100% because it's a niche market, but you get what I'm getting at though, right?
Yes. Oh yeah. Yeah. No, I talked to my brother-in-law on the weekend. He's watched it a little bit, dug into it, and he's like, and actually, he was just saying like it's cool to see the insides, which I get and I understand, and I might actually dig into it to check it out and see that part. But like I said, in the end, you're just seeing another year of disappointment and let down. It's like I don't know if I really care to watch that again, but I get the whole point of it.
It's already happened, so it's not like it's gonna happen. But you might get an insight of what happened and why everything happened the way it did. At the end of the day, like that's why I'm excited for episode 5 because they haven't even touched the Montreal series yet or even in the playoffs. So I'm really, that's why I'm looking forward to watching it. But let's say, and I'm gonna shoot this to Walks. Okay, let's say Amazon Prime says Mike Walker. We hear you're a legendary 2-0 coach to start the season. Here's what we're going to do, Mike Walker. We're going to film the Port Dover Sailors, and we're going to do your interview. Okay. Let's say it's your job to tell them what to do. What do you think would be the most intriguing part of hockey? Would you want them to see about your hockey club?
I mean, just the grind that they put in a day-to-day, and all the technical stuff inside the room and when they're in the weight room, and touch in on Mitch Marner's life away from being at the rink versus him playing Xbox for the rest of the day, right? Like show it.
Yeah, I'd like to sit down and go, what's it like now in the life of an NHL player? Like I really, instead of just waiting till you're done, like and go write a book about it. Like they don't want to say like, we go out and we went to this bar and we did this and we did that. And, those are kind of the stories that I would personally hear.
Oh yeah.
Like where do you like to go to dinner? What's your, what do you do pregame? What do you do where do you guys go after the game? What do you guys do on the, on the bus, on the plane, blah, 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 like stuff like that actually, like a lot of people want to know what professional athletes are like, and I just don't think that the documentaries get into that part. And I think that a lot more people would like to see that side of them. I understand there's privacy; they don't want to be. They're here, you understand what I'm talking about. They don't want to get into that side of it, but but you obviously have to be very careful. There's a lot of privacy issues with that as well. And you don't want to make them out to be complete scumbags.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. That's the thing. Like, yeah, going back to the MJ one, it's all his side of things, right? Like you said, you like to hear all the little bit the finer details, the kind of more like, yeah, what they were doing at the bar, kind of who they seen, ran
Or like
into.
my second day in the NBA, I got taken on a yacht.
Yeah,
My
right.
second day in the NBA was on a yacht. This guy was there. This guy was there. Boom, 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 boom. Kind of those stories that
Exactly,
you want,
right?
that you want to
You want
take.
to hear those kind of things. The party, yeah, with this guy, met this celebrity, met this other person, like
Yeah, like
this, did that.
for some reason, we want to know exactly what Kim Kardashian's doing. We want to know what Travis Barker's doing. We want to know what this guy's doing. But I don't. Why don't we want to know what William Nylander was doing, or what why aren't they being in the spotlight a little bit more? I don't know. I guess maybe there's just not enough of a hook of being hockey players.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of what it's missing. It's missing a little bit of that. I love Will Arnett. Will Arnett is an unbelievable narrator for the show. He's comical. He's not dry. But I'm really looking forward to episode 5 of All or Nothing. But I really think that the the next hockey documentary, I'd like to see them get in there a little bit more. It is kind of the All or Nothing Sheldon Keefe story. There's a lot of Sheldon Keefe in that, and there's a lot of Kyle Dubas.
Yeah. My brother-in-law said that's what he talked about a lot. He said he'll see a lot of Sheldon Keefe, how he coaches, and the whiteboard he's got. And he said it's crazy to see like the pre-game actually prep that they actually do. Like you were saying, Walker, you get to see the actual prep these coaches actually do on these boards and how much thought they put into it, and these smart boards, what they can actually do for today's game and coaching and crap. Like he's like, it's really cool to see that aspect. Like you never actually see it until this kind of stuff. So but yeah, he talked a lot about Sheldon Keefe. So that's funny that you mentioned that.
Yeah. And Mikey, you'll attest to this. As coaches, when we get to a certain level, there is only so much that you get from from a help standpoint, from a resource. That's the word I was looking for, from a resource standpoint. Like even when you get to the OHL, there's so many things that help make your team better, whether it's, using a Steva system, you've got your own office, you got 9 different whiteboards, you got stats, right? And so when you get to that level, you have to, and you haven't experienced it even as a junior A or junior B coach because you don't have it. Now you're in the OHL and you have all these tips and tools. You got to learn how to use them. Like there's a lot of guys out there that just don't know how to use them. Right?
Oh,
like you guys
100%.
don't have video. Like I'm sure you have a video like someone filming it, but you don't have Steva or anything like that.
No, yeah, we have somebody film it, and it's basically for if there's a situation that occurs on the ice and we need to present it to our league. Very rarely do we have time outside of me or one of my assistant coaches catching, why are they scoring on their power play and our penalty kills running at 90%, So like to catch a backdoor, a guy sneaking down or shifting a certain direction. I mean, it's all off of our coaching staff's IQ. But I mean, we could look at it in between periods, but that cuts out of all of our time to talk to our team. So
yeah, and the funny thing is, depending on Hockey Canada, like they don't even want you talking into your team to pick them in between periods. So it all depends on what you want to learn and coach some of these kids, right? So I've been talking to people, like Chris Lazary is a good example for, one of the first guests that was ever on the show. Still most downloaded episode, by the way. Yeah. And the funny thing is with Laser is, I've always said to him, I said, the problem is you got coaches coming out that don't understand any of this. So how do you expect to get from one level to the other if like you can't cut video or you do this? Like, none of it's available unless you're on YouTube or you're looking up, if you look up Ken Hitchcock coaching, he's got a great one on there. But you don't learn about the new systems that NHL is running because they keep it all behind closed doors, and all you get is the Hockey Canada playbook. And even in Hockey Canada, they don't teach you systems. Right? People don't understand what a system is, and that's what I love. And then this is my favorite. I love listening to the radio. Oh, they got a really good system. 99% of people have no clue what you're talking about.
No.
Like, are you talking about, like what? Like what system? Like the 1-2-2, the 2-1-2? Like most hockey people know what that is, right? House defense or box and one defense, stuff like that. But you know the game. It's so different. And I just love somebody to finally say to them, okay, this is what happens with a system. This is what a system is, and these are the rules of the system.
Yeah. Well, that's
how at least the way I would like to be explained.
Well, yeah, that's exactly what makes coaches, right? That's why there's some better than others, and You see it everywhere
Oh,
in
I've
every
seen
league.
some stuff, man. I've seen some
Right
stuff
now,
over the last few months and few weeks of practice, and oh my Jesus, like I can't even tell you. Again, I'm a big practice guy. I'm huge on practice, huge on flow, and one of the lessons I always say is look clean, play clean.
Yeah.
For sure.
If
right?
I,
Like, I don't know what kind of What do you think, Mike?
Look how many teams at the NHL level. When I want to say it was Tampa brought in that 1-3-1. How many teams were scratching their head about that, and it took how long till I want to say it was Philly just sat behind their net.
Oh, I got a great video. You should see when we were playing in the championship, buddy. I got a beauty video of you. Oh yeah. I got a video that someone was running 1-3-1, and I did the same thing, and I got booed. They were booing it because it was a playoff game, so they actually had fans, and I was just said, just sit there, and they're looking at the bench, they're trying to figure out what's going on. They have no clue what to do. I'm like, I'm not moving. And the ref came up to me after a whistle and said, "You got to move the puck." I said, "Okay." So they went back in their 1-2-1, told my guy stay behind the net. I put a defenseman in the corner and just started passing back and forth.
Exactly.
I'm like, they have to play too. Like they have to play.
Exactly.
If they don't want to come, and we were winning. This is a playoff game. This is game 6. This is game 5. It was game 5. This is game 5 in their barn.
Yeah. I mean, that's
right?
Now they've got to adjust to that, right?
Yeah.
Or they should.
Yeah, it was game 5 in their barn, and I'll never forget it. So either way, it's just one of those things that, again, if you're watching hockey, or if you're talking systems, please explain it. Like, just explain what you're talking about, right? When it comes to systems, they got a great system. You have no idea no one knows what you're talking about.
No. It's funny you say that, because I'm probably one of those guys too, because I have no idea about systems or anything. Being a goalie, I don't know what the hell.
Your job is to stop the puck. I don't even want you to know what the system is. Just stop the puck, meathead.
That's exactly. That's all I want to know.
Yep. No, absolutely.
Don't teach me more.
What's that?
I said, don't teach me anymore. That's all I need to know.
Yeah, exactly. Big news big news for Team Canada. Crosby, McDavid, and Pietrangelo were submitted as guarantees for the tournament. How excited are you guys that the NHL is going to allow their players to go in the Olympics?
Oh yeah, man, pumped! Can't wait. It's the world's best on world's best, man. You can't beat it. Can't beat that stage. You've heard all the players say it before, and they've all vouched for it. That's why they wanted it so bad, right? It's just one of those experiences, obviously, that only comes every so often, and to represent your country and to play for your country, and just no better feeling, right? Like being Crosby, the goal, like that's probably one of his top highlights. He'll always remember in his career.
Is Price the goalie? Is Price going to be the goalie
whatever
here?
Else he has, and whatever else come for him, but.
Oh, you're cutting out a bit there, brother. Sorry, but do you think Carey Price is going to be the starting goaltender for the Canadian team?
I think as of right now, he's got a pretty good shot at it.
Yeah. Who else? Okay, so let's say you're Mr. Goalie. All right, you got Price. Give me 2 more. Who's going to be on the Olympic team?
Fleury.
You got to pick them.
Fleury. And give me Fleury and Bennington.
I'm going off the board on this one.
Okay.
I'm going Darcy Kemper.
Not bad. It's not bad. But who else?
Okay. Yeah, you know what? I think you guys are probably right. I like the picks. I think that's going to go. I think you're going to be when the time comes, they submit the roster, that most of that they're probably going to be on there. Yeah. Right? But yeah, I think it's a good move for the NHL for those guys to get back into, get them back into the game. They've got to be playing in the Olympics. There's no excuse for them not to. I hope they've got the insurance obviously worked out. They realize that they are the show. We are the best. Like, we're bringing the best. It's not the same without the NHL players. And I think the IHF, the Olympic Committee finally decided it's time. We've got to give in to these guys. We've got to give them what they want.
For sure.
Okay, so now you've got your top 3. Pick 3 more players, 3 more locks for the team. Yeah. Styles, go first. Pick 3 more. Let's pick 3 forwards. 3 forward locks for the team.
McDavid, Stamkos, and McKinnon.
Well, you've already got McDavid, Crosby, so you need 3 more outside of McDavid and Crosby. Figure it out.
Okay, well, McKinnon, Stamkos, and Marner.
Okay, there's 3 right there. Okay, Mikey, give me 3 more.
I'm gonna go Makar. Trying to think here.
Yeah, it's a tough one, isn't it? Like, especially
Yeah, it
now,
really is.
right? Brutal.
Trying to think of other defensemen that there is, because Petrangelo was my other like major lock on that team. Maybe Bo
Bergeron.
Byram, because the way he's playing, he's been playing pretty well.
I'd have to say Marchand.
Yeah.
I'd have to say Marchand. Who do you say?
Shea Theodore.
Nope, I don't think so. I don't think he makes it. I don't think so. You could be right. I'll eat it if I'm wrong. I'll eat it if I'm wrong. Okay, I got one for you. Quinn Hughes or Shea Theodore?
Quinn Hughes, isn't he American?
Here's the problem.
No,
I don't know, because Jim, his dad, I don't know how he would qualify. So I don't know about that, to be honest with you. I think he might be dual.
Okay.
And I don't know how that works. I don't know how that works. So I'm not going to sit here and lie about it. So, okay. So you know what? Let's take him off the board, because I don't know that. Isn't Carlson's American? So he's doing American.
Yeah.
He'll be in. Dougie Hamilton?
Yeah, he's got potential.
Yeah.
He's got potential to be there.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so.
I mean, depending on how his season goes, you can't rule out Drew Doughty either.
Yeah, I think they've lost all. I think he's lost a lot of respect in the league. I do. I think he's buried himself, and he's not. Unfortunately, he's just on a bad team.
Did we say Morgan Riley?
He's on a bad. No, I didn't. But that's an argument. There's an argument there.
We need a little Mo.
Yeah, I can't. Listen, I can't deny it. I think that'd be a good one.
The problem that we have here is, you look at the last Olympic team, and their decor was pretty well completely shut down. And you look at what we're throwing out there, and it's complete offense. So there's got to be something off the board that's gonna. They have to have at least 2 shutdown guys.
Well, they had Bird.
Yeah. I mean, their offense is going to be their offense. We've already named pretty much the top 9 guys. So, I mean, the offense is going to be the offense there.
Yeah.
Right. So they're good. They're going to put up points. They're going to play hard, but they're going to be playing against everybody else's hard, good players too.
Mark Stone, think he makes it?
Who?
Mark Stone.
Oh, that's a tough one, man. He's a right shot too, though. That's the thing. He's a right shot. So, I mean, I don't know how much they put into that, if they're just going straight skill, but he has a right shot. So
on right shot. Here's a goalie being dumb again. So I start Emmett into hockey, He's playing. I get him a right stick. He's out there. Oh, well, I don't think he's right. I'm a righty, but I don't think he's right. Every time he wants to grab it, he wants to go to the left. So I said to Bria, I think we got to get him in a new stick. He wants to hold the other way. And she goes,
"Oh no, I know. I have a feeling that I'm going to have a lefty too, which is going to." She goes, "No, I do not want a lefty kid."
But is it true the majority of players are left-handed in NHL or hockey?
Yeah, I think it's close. I think it's close. I mean, I don't have the stats to prove that, but I mean, I do see a lot of lefties. But here's the thing: the little team that I'm helping out with here in my town, we've got too many righties.
Yeah.
We have too many, right? Yeah, rare, right? Yeah, it's extremely rare, dude. So, so I don't know. I mean, that one there it's an interesting question, but
that was funny because I started getting an argument with her. I'm like, no, like Walker was right. I'm like, I'm right-handed. I'm like trying to all the right-handed people. I'm like, Beal's left. It's going on.
It's funny because out of our
so she googled it. And it was like 67%, I think, are left-handed in the NHL, and the other is right-handed or something. So she's like, "See, I told you." I don't know. I'm a goalie.
Well, right-handed defense are rare. Well, I shouldn't say rare, but they're a high commodity.
We had 4 left-handed D, and I was the only right-handed shot growing up, though. The whole way up.
Makes sense. The Leafs are always saying they're after a good right-handed shot defenseman. It's like, is that really that hard to find? But I guess it is. Like, yeah, it's like they're rare.
Yeah, no, they're very rare, and I know a lot of guys who have actually, noticed that and even have put their kids back on the back end as a right-handed defenseman because they know that it's rare. I'm like, that's now, like, dude, you're like, just because your kid's good when he's 8 doesn't mean like 10 years from now that right-handed defense won't be back up to where they need to
Better
be.
shot.
Hell, in 10 years from now, we might only be playing 4-on-4 for what's the difference?
Yeah, they got a better shot. Who knows?
Frig, you never know with the frickin' NHL. They change rules every day.
Right. Oh, speaking of rule changes, fine. This is the one I wanted to ask you. What's your well, it's not really a rule change yet, but your thoughts on Arizona and the relaxed dress code?
Okay.
Yeah,
So good. I'm glad you brought it up.
Yeah.
So good. I'm turning my hat backwards. Look it.
Let's go.
Okay, so they're probably going to hear me say this. So I've got my in-laws in my house currently, okay? They're down from Seattle. They're big Kraken fans now. I absolutely love them. They're great. And we had this conversation, and they actually gave me an answer that I was very surprised with, and I was actually very impressed with. But I said, what do you guys think about the NHL's dress code change? And they're like, well, obviously they have no idea about hockey. I'm like, they're like, what do you mean? And I said, well, in the NHL, a lot of guys wear suits. It's a good thing. 7 or 8 years old. And actually, Linda, my mother-in-law looked at me and it's like, do you think you're better than everybody else? And I was like, okay, lady. Okay, hold on a second. What are you talking about? And she's like, do you really? She's like, really? Like, you got to wear a suit to everything? You're making a 7-year-old kid wear a suit? Like, what are you talking? She's like, are you better than everyone? She's like, man, she had a great job. Smart, very smart woman. She said, she's like, I was at, Weyerhaeuser and, even our top execs didn't wear suits. Why do you, what's the deal? Like, no one else is wearing suits anymore. It's kind of, it's a fashion change.
Yeah.
Right. Eventually it's a change. So what's my stance, my official stance on it? I'm not going to give because I want to hear your opinion. I'm going to completely hop off the fence. I'm going to listen to you guys.
My opinion with the dress code change, I think that just helps him re-sign Phil Kessel.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, right? He's in now. He's coming in joggers and his loose tee and flip-flops.
Ping pong and Gatorade, he'll be all over it.
Oh my
well, hot dog in hand. Let's go.
Okay, what about you there, Stop? No. What do you think?
I don't.
You're torn. Like, are you torn too?
Man, like,
are you torn?
I'm torn. I've heard both sides, and I totally get both sides. Like, I like the respect. I grew up doing it too. Doing the tie, doing the not so much suits, but the tie and the dress shirt, and it was a pain in the ass a lot of times, but it also at the same time kind of looked cool. You and your whole team walking in somewhere, and yeah, you could see the respect you got, right? Like, and it's good.
Here's the thing. Was there respect, or was it only respect?
Yeah, maybe not
in the community, in the hockey community, right? Like that's the difference of respect. Like, did it really make you respect? Now, here's the thing.
That's true.
Again, you can still show up in a dress shirt, no tie. Dress jeans. You have dress jeans now with dress shoes on, and and look good. Do I want to make all of my my little 8-year-olds wear it? Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I like, and the reason it is because I like it. Okay, I liked it.
Yeah,
I liked wearing a suit. I like dressing up. I like putting on a tie. I didn't put on a tie because I wanted to look better than somebody else. The reason I put on the tie for me was preparation, and I understand that just because I wore a suit to the game didn't mean I was going to win the hockey game.
No.
But I knew at 4:00 that when I get home and I got to go to the rink and I got to coach a game at 7 and I got to be there for 5, that at 4:00 when I start putting that shirt and tie on, I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm getting ready to go and I want to go and I have a routine and I stick to it. Now I understand, again, you don't have to do that with a suit and tie, but I just knew that was my attire. I mentally was ready. Like I'm in my first piece of uniform. I'm in my first set of armor, and then I'm going to put on my other set of armor to go to war, and then I'm going to put this back on. Yep. That's my look at it. But again, I don't know. What do you? I don't know.
Yeah, like you said, it's one of those things that's almost like you shouldn't change, but at the same time, times are changing, man. It's almost you don't want it to go too far, like this NBA crap you see, and these guys walking in and just ridiculous outfits, and you listen I don't to get that level ever, but I mean, you can be relaxed and still dress and look pretty good. So I'm for that. I am for that for sure.
You listen to Sean Avery talk about a relaxed dress code and like some of the stuff that he says he would wear. Like, I mean, it wouldn't be crazy to see, but it still looks classy.
Absolutely, right? That's what I
Yeah.
mean.
And I mean, at the end of the day, at the end of the day, it's just fashion. Like that's really all it comes down to is fashion. I mean, if
But there's
that's
a
going to
lot
make
of
them
them
feel,
into it.
listen,
Right?
if it's going to make them feel good, sure,
Yeah.
have at it. Like, and again, if they want to show up in sweats and sweatpants too, like I guess that's okay. Like I don't know. I mean, that's
Ah,
their choice, dude.
no, that's
No,
right.
but yeah, no, but it's their choice. Like if
Yeah,
we
it's
go
for
away
sure.
from the relaxed
Oh,
dress
yeah.
code, that means there is no dress code. That means you can show up in whatever you want. Now, do you want to get made fun of? Or not, I shouldn't say made fun of, but do you want to lose the respect of your teammates because you keep
Oh, they'd
showing
be
up like you just rolled
joke.
out of bed? That's a different
They'd be the
story.
team joke for sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
think
like
if
if I
you-
go out and get $1,000 Gucci, sweater and pants, like yeah, it's just fashion. I got sweatpants, Gucci,
Yeah.
sweaters, Gooch,
Yeah. Right.
fresh drip, we're good.
Yeah.
I think if you're going to relax it that much, that it should at least be like team attire, so
Yeah.
to speak.
Maybe
Yeah.
at the younger ages, but at the older ages, they're gonna say whatever you want. But like they're gonna listen. They'd probably say to them, "You don't have to wear a tie.
Yes.
You don't have to wear a suit. Like if you're going to Arizona and you want to wear, a really nice like short sleeve golf shirt, not golf shirt, dress shirt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like something wear in the office when it's freaking 90 degrees out."
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right? Short sleeve dress shirt, nice, with a nice pair of pants. And nowadays we've gone back to the old tight pants.
Yeah.
I'm wearing tight pants right now. I never thought I'd wear tight pants again in my life, but I'm wearing like tight Under Armours.
Yeah.
Right? The other day I bought a beautiful pair of gray slim pants. Looked at them, butt looks good. All right, I'm on them. Yeah, I'm in. Wife likes them.
It's funny because I don't buy clothes very often. When I do, I go out. What the hell is this crap? He's like, it's in style. I'm like, this ain't style, man. I'm like hugging my junk and it's so tight on my leg. I'm like, this ain't. No, she's like, it looks fine. I'm like, no, it's keep me. That's why I still have my cargo shorts, my camo cargo shorts, and she's so embarrassed by them every time I break them out. She's like, that is so old school. I'm like, it'll come back around and I'll be right back in style.
Cargo shorts are awesome. I used to have a ton of those, but I don't know. Walks like, I mean, you guys, I know at junior, every level junior, but like, what are you guys? Are you guys just casual to the rink?
No, we're right now we're suits. Our owner's big on, it's fine young gentlemen coming to and from the rink, so he's big on a dress code, and we stick to it.
I respect that. I completely respect that. I do. It's yeah, I don't know, man. I really don't. I think I'd have to go with my gut. Like if I was coaching junior again, I would have to say I would probably stay with the dress code, maybe ditch the suit jacket per se and just have the shirt and tie. And then, if you have a nice overcoat or whatever the case that I'm cool with that. But I do, people say, oh, you don't want, when she said, I don't, are you better than us? I'm like, no, it has nothing to do with that. But there's nothing wrong with wanting to look good. And then the question, then this is the problem. The fireback nailed me. She said, who says that the suit makes you look good? That's a good point. That's a pretty damn good point. I'm like, honestly, there's not a lot of guys, there's some guys don't look great in suits at all. Holy smoke.
Exactly it.
Earthquake over at Styles' place. Do you feel it over there in Dover too?
No, hey, it's all level ground here.
Oh yeah, he looks like he's in the middle of a hurricane or something. Hopefully he's all right. Oh, we lost him, but that's all right.
Yeah.
We only got a minute. That's all right. Tell you what, Walks, we're gonna close the show without him. That's all right.
Sounds good. Might be better.
Well, man, what a great night, and glad to talk some hockey once again. And yeah, it's been a pretty wild ride. We're going on just over a year and a half of running the show. Episode 4, having obviously having Ryan on is phenomenal.
Yeah,
watching his progress come up through the ranks of Sportsnet. I mean, I think he's gonna be there a long time.
Oh, I think
He's not going anywhere.
Everything he's done so far, he's pretty spot on and accurate with everything that he says. So yeah, I can see him having a long career.
Well, I hope you have a good week. I hope you win some more hockey games down there, and hopefully our team can bounce back after a tough loss on the weekend as well. But I want to thank everybody for watching Off the Puck Hockey podcast and TV show on Rogers TV, channels 13, channel 20. Catch us every Saturday night at 9 p.m. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Off the Puck Hockey. I'm your host, Tyler Fines. With me, as always, are the boys, Adam Stiles, Mikey Walker, Matt Huddle, my producer behind the scenes, always killing it. Great job tonight, Matt. And of course, Marty Zylstra for our fantastic opening theme song. He's going to jump on and do some of our social media too, all the way from out west in BC. So we thank Marty Zylstra. But this is Off the Puck Hockey, and we're out of here. Let's go.
Make sure to check out our past shows from previous weeks on our YouTube, Facebook, or Mixcloud channels. You can always catch up on podcasts while checking out our FHN Network channel on YouTube or Facebook. Or you can listen to an audio copy of our past shows on our Mixcloud channel at FHN_Network. The FHN Network, the future of entertainment.